Once upon a time, there was a wise king who rewarded goodness and generosity with gold. He instructed his servants, "Whenever I say that's great, bring forth a bag of gold coins for the one I praise." This decree was a reflection of his belief that acts of kindness and selflessness deserved recognition. One bright day, the king set out on a hunting expedition with his soldiers. As they ventured deep into the forest, he noticed an old man laboriously planting a young tree near his modest dwelling. The sight struck the king as curious. The man, despite his age, was planting a tree, something that would take years to bear fruit. The king couldn't understand why someone so old would engage in such hard work, when he likely wouldn't reap the benefits. Intrigued, the king commanded his soldiers to bring the old man to his palace at dusk. When the evening arrived, the old man appeared before the king, his face lined with the wisdom of years. The king asked him, "How old are you?" "I am 81 years old, Your Majesty," the old man replied respectfully. The king then inquired, "How long will it take for the tree you just planted to bear fruit?" The old man paused thoughtfully before answering, "It will take approximately 10 to 12 years for the tree to bear fruit, Your Majesty." The king, pondering, asked, "How many years do you think you have left?" The old man replied, "Your Majesty, no one can predict how long they will live, but considering my health today, I believe I might have 4 to 5 more years." The king was baffled. "If you will not live to enjoy the fruits of this tree, why do you put in so much effort to plant it, at your age? Wouldn't it be wiser to rest at home?" The old man smiled gently and said, "Sir, if you look around, you will see many fruit trees near my house that my grandfather planted when he was of my age. Had he thought of himself alone, my children and I would not have been able to enjoy the fruits that those trees provide. In fact, it was someone else's foresight that allowed me to enjoy the shade and bounty of those trees today by planting this tree. I am fulfilling my duty to those who come after me. Someone will reap the fruits of my labor, just as I have benefited from the kindness of those who planted before me. It is essential to think beyond oneself and contribute to the world." The king listened intently, and as he absorbed the old man's profound wisdom, he felt a great swell of appreciation. Without thinking, he exclaimed, "That's great." As soon as the words left his lips, his servant swiftly brought forth a bag of gold coins and presented it to the old man as a reward for his insightful response. The old man, rather surprised, said, "Your Majesty, while the tree I planted today will bear fruit only after many years, you have given me a great gift today in these gold coins." Moved by the interaction, the king responded with genuine admiration, "That's great, that's truly great." Upon hearing the king's praise a second time, the servants immediately retrieved 2 more bags of gold coins and handed them over to the old man. The kind-hearted elder stood before the king with 3 bags of gold coins, filled with gratitude and happiness. As he returned home, he reflected on the day's events. The king's appreciation had transformed a simple act of planting into a moment of profound significance. It reminded him that good deeds, even when done without expectation of reward, could yield blessings in unexpected ways. In life, we often encounter instances resembling this narrative, where acts of kindness and selflessness resonate beyond our immediate understanding. Just as the old man planted a tree for future generations, we too can engage in small, yet meaningful acts that contribute to the welfare of others. Consider the myriad ways we can perform good deeds. By feeding the hungry, supporting less fortunate families, teaching children in need, assisting those with disabilities, helping the homeless, or even caring for stray animals. Each act, no matter how small, can create ripples of positivity that extend far beyond our own lives. The old man's experience underscores an invaluable lesson. When we engage in selfless acts, we often receive immeasurable joy and satisfaction in return. It may come quietly and unexpectedly, but will fill our hearts in ways we cannot always articulate. It is essential to recognize that a fulfilled life is not merely measured by the accolades we receive or the wealth we accumulate. Rather, its true worth lies in our capacity to lift others, to offer a helping hand, and to bring joy into people's lives, expecting nothing in return. As we navigate through life, let us carry this truth with us. True importance lies in the selflessness of our actions. We have not truly lived until we have done something for someone who can never repay us. In that spirit, may we all aspire to plant our metaphorical trees, nurturing kindness and generosity, knowing that future generations will benefit from our efforts. Through this lens, our lives can transform into a beautiful tapestry of shared experiences, kindness, and legacy. The fruits of our labor, however delayed, will always find their way to those who need them most. Therefore, go forth and perform acts of goodness, remembering that each small gesture counts, building a better world for everyone to share.